Night game in Ann Arbor as Michigan and Purdue get ready to lock horns. Last home game at the Big House for the Wolverines before Ohio State to end the season. Big Ten football. The Big Ten Network is sponsored by Graduate by Hilton. The number 21 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines. 2-game winning streak back in the Big House. They play host to the Purdue Boilermakers, trying to get their first Big Ten win of the season. Night game in the Big House. This is awesome. You know what's even more awesome? The Michigan Marching Band. Enjoy. Wolverines in the all blues tonight. This place is at 5 at night. The Wolverines are hungry to be back on their home turf and take on Purdue. And here come the Wolverines. The leaves, they are changing. November is here. The weather is cooling. You know what that means. It is go time in the best conference in college football. Welcome to November, where the road to success narrows, the margin for error has vanished, and the grind of the Big Ten schedule makes anything possible. Enter the Wolverines with Big Ten championship dreams still alive. Making every snap a test they cannot fail.
And Haynes walks in.
In their way stand the Boilermakers, an opponent Michigan knows well. Eager to make a statement in a late season run.
This is going to be a touchdown.
From this point on, the stakes only intensify. And let the final stretch begin. Great night for football. Hope everybody had a great Halloween. November is here, folks. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the Big House with Jake Butt and Brooke Fletcher down in the field. Jeff Levering with you. Thanks again for being with us tonight. And Jake, this is supposed to be a foundational year for this Wolverines program. A lot of youngsters playing, but here they are, November 1st, 6 wins, and an opportunity to really control their own destiny down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a young football team. That's just the truth of the matter. But to your point, Jeff, this schedule lines up in a way where youth won't matter. As they sit here with 2 losses, it's very, very favorable. And if Michigan plays to their potential, they would effectively be in a win and get in type game against their rivals, Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, for that all to go according to plan, Bryce Underwood, their quarterback, has to play to his standard. He is the most important piece of this freshman class. And what I've seen with Bryce is an 18-year-old that has taken steps week over week. He has grown, he has developed. And to that point, his offensive coordinator, Chip Lindsey, has grown alongside him. Their trust in one another is the key to the back half of this schedule, and looking forward to that Ohio State Buckeye game. The key there is at home. Different play calling on the road versus at home for the Wolverines.
Got to get it done tonight against Purdue. This has been one of the best running back rooms in all the country as we bring in Brooke Fletcher. That room is going to look totally different here tonight.
Yeah, Jeff, the injury bug has hit this matchup hard, starting with Michigan offense. running back Justice Haynes, he is out tonight with a lower body injury. What's crazy is he actually sustained the injury in the first quarter of last week's game versus Michigan State, but played through it, just showing how tough this kid really is. But head coach Sharon Moore told me he's confident in guys like Jasper Parker and Jordan Marshall to step up and get that running game going. Keep in mind, on the defensive side, in that linebacker room, Cole Sullivan and Jimmy Rolder, they are out. But listen, Purdue, they have been hit hard. The emotional leader on that team, that is running back Devin Mockabee. Head coach Barry Oldham told me that he did not travel with the team. He's still not quite there yet with that ankle injury. So they're going to rely on some of those playmakers like Antonio Harris, Malachi Thomas. He said the trust is there. They're going to be ready to go, guys.
Thanks so much, Brooke. Sharon Moore. His Wolverines have won 2 consecutive ball games. Ran exceptionally well in their victory last time out against Michigan State. Ran for 276 yards against the Spartans. We'll see what Chip Lindsey does with his offensive playbook tonight against his Purdue Boilermaker team that's coming off of a devastating loss against Rutgers last time out. Still searching for their first conference win in over 2 years. And Barry Odom's team, they're playing better. They just don't have the results to show for it right now.
What's better than a night game at the Big House, Jeff? How
Nothing.
awesome is this?
As a guy who played in these, Jake, you know exactly what it's like. Didn't get lights in this place until 2011. And it has changed big time. Weather, 48 degrees, not too bad. The key is the wind. And it is not too shabby here at the Big House this evening. Trick-or-treaters were out in full force in Ann Arbor last night. Handful of leftover costumes in the stadium today. We didn't see a Jake Butt costume this year. That was unfortunate. We did last year.
Still time.
Michigan won the toss, deferred to the second half, so Purdue's offense will be on the field first. Beckham Sunderland ready to kick for the Wolverines. Now off we go from the Big House. Michael Jackson back to receive. Jackson's got it, goes right back up the middle. He's across the 20 and across the 25-yard line. And it brings out Purdue's offense, led by Ryan Brown. We're going to see a lot of Malachi Singleton as well. They like to run both quarterbacks, Jake.
Yeah, remember, Ryan Brown left the game against Northwestern. Malachi Singleton played down the stretch, but this has really been a 2-quarterback offense throughout the season. They play both guys. And the key for Purdue and the key for Michigan is the quarterback run game. Heavy use of both their quarterbacks' legs. Offensive coordinator Josh Henson worked under that Lincoln Riley tree out at the with the USC Trojans. So some of those similar concepts that exploited the Michigan defense when they were on the road against the Trojans will show up once again here tonight.
Officials marking the ball at the 31-yard line, where Purdue will get a first down and 10. Malachi Thomas is the running back to start this ball game with no Devin Mockabee. Did not travel to Ann Arbor. They sling it to the outside. Catch to Jackson. Catch and wrapped up and brought down after his short gain. Offensive starters for Purdue. They like their wideouts. They're still without their outstanding tight end, George Burhan, so look for Rico Walker to step up. But this offensive line, they've been better the last few weeks, Jake.
A completely revamped offensive line going to the portal, all brand new starters. But Devin Mockabee, their only returning starter, is not playing at running back tonight.
Brown to pass. Brown across the middle. Catch made. First down Purdue right at midfield. Nitro Tuggle with the catch for the Boilermakers.
There's the offensive line, like you mentioned there, Jeff, showing up big. Wink Martindale is going to send pressure. They're going to try to get after Ryan Brown, but the O-line held up there. Brown found his receiver. Chunk play, first down.
Late substitution for the Wolverines. And a nice gain on first down. Pick up a 5.5 yard. Here's that defense without two of their best linebackers, Cole Sullivan, Jimmy Rolder. So they push Jayshawn Barham back to the normal linebacker position tonight.
Yeah, that's the position to watch. The linebacker room for Michigan is arguably the deepest in all of college football. Those guys have been playing outstanding, but important to note, Jayshawn Barham and Ernest Hausman, those were the two starting linebackers to start the season. It's just Cole Sullivan and Jimmy Rolder have been playing so well, they had to get them on the field. So really, this is the starting defensive front as it was week 1.
Second down and 4. Troy Bowles is on the field for Michigan. Play action pass, heat coming, and it's a completion. It will be a first down for Purdue. There was heat coming from the outside, but Brown got rid of it. First down, Purdue.
You can already see the offensive philosophy for Josh Henson and the Purdue Boilermakers. They are not going to hang on to the ball very long tonight. It's RPOs, it's read options, a number of screens. A lot of those things that exploited Michigan against USC, remember, but then Washington brought some of those similar schemes and Michigan's defense bounced back. Like Martindale said, they got to be selfless tonight. Everyone's got to do their job for them to succeed.
Antonio Harris in the backfield for the first time. Brown back to pass again, flush to his left, and he throws it away. He's in the direction of Harris out of the backfield. Second down and 10.
Another thing to note here is those early downs are going to be critical for the Boilermakers. Got to try to stay on schedule. When you're in third and long and obvious passing situations, that's when Martindale can really dial up some of his pressures.
Pretty good opening drive for Purdue. They're in the plus side of the field, moving against this Michigan defense. Hand off to Harris, tries the left side, wrapped up after a gain of 2. Cameron Brandt, the linebacker, in on the tackle. Third down and 8. Purdue at just 39% of the season converting their third downs. Movement, free play, going deep is Brown down the middle. It's incomplete. At both ends across the line of scrimmage for Michigan.
Yeah, they're going to get Derek Moore for the offside.
The previous spot, it's third down.
Third down. You love to rush the passer, of course, but you got to make sure the ball gets snapped first. Watch both of the Michigan defensive ends try to get a jump on the snap, and this is a great job by Ryan Brown recognizing it's a free play. Why not take a shot down the field? Just couldn't quite connect.
Third down and short for Purdue. Thomas back in at running back. Brown, pocket collapsing. Brown goes down. Big sack for the Wolverines. TJ Guy was in it with Derek Moore.
Well, that time they got home, and that's the key tonight. Ryan Brown has to understand that you cannot hang on the ball. This time, watch Derek Moore. He gets a good jump on the snap. Maybe he was offsides on that one, but officials didn't call it. You see Derek Moore just working and working and working. It's that speed to power. Turns into a late bull rush that he is so good at. Ends up with the sack there on Ryan Brown.
Pushes him out of field goal range. Porath to kick it away, trying to pin the Wolverines deep. And inside the 10-yard line is where we will see Bryce Underwood in this Wolverines offense for the first time. Be back to Ann Arbor in just a moment.
You can see linebacker Jayshawn Barham. He's walking up the tunnel right now with a trainer. Just moments ago, he was in the medical tent, and it's hard to say exactly what it is, but it looks like it's upper body. But guys, we know how crucial of a role he was going to play for this defense here tonight. I'll keep an eye out, and once I know more, I'll let you know.
And that linebacker room was already thin to begin with, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, position aside, he's arguably their best defensive player. And as we talked about in the open, as Michigan's looking to make a playoff push, part of that is just being healthy.
Jordan Marshall gets the carry on first down. Wrapped up by Charles Correa, the linebacker. Bryce Underwood, numbers so different here at home than when he's on the road. Last week did not have great numbers, but boy, did he manage that game very well.
It's a great point, and that's kind of what Sharon Moore alluded to in our meetings this week, is just he senses a young 18-year-old that is maturing in real time with his decision-making, his poise, and his leadership.
Underwood, the pass, got Marsh, nowhere to go. Purdue's defense sniffed it up beautifully. Adoree Hines on the tackle. Jay-Sean Barham right there in the middle, Jake.
Yeah. Didn't look like much. Well, that's a hit that happens with him 40, 50 times. Seen him take much bigger hits and deliver much bigger hits. So I don't know what that is.
Third down and 5. Underwood to pass, he's in trouble, flushes out. He's going to pick up the first down with his legs. Seeing him do more of that here, Jake, as the season has progressed.
Well, when you ask the question, what makes Bryce Underwood so special, it's all of his physical tools, but this is the stuff you can't coach. This is the stuff you can't teach. Purdue dialing up a blitz. They almost get home. They have the right tackle beat, have him dead to rights, and he breaks the tackle, and you see the speed around the corner.
Been using his legs a lot more here of late. Last week rushed for 26 yards and a score. Handed off to Marshall up the middle. Still on his feet. Gets near the 30-yard line. Offensive lineup, you got 6 freshmen that are in this starting group, Jake.
Youth will be the theme of the game today. So much youth on this roster. Obviously, Bryce Underwood, 18 years old. Andrew Marsh, a freshman phenom that is emerging as a legitimate star. And this offensive line is extremely young. Sharon Moore says he can't remember a younger offensive line that he's had to coach in all of his years. But I think this offensive line is really starting to hit their stride and playing their best football.
Underwood a pass on second down. Across the middle, had a man, it's incomplete. Was looking for Jamar Browder, the freshman, 6'5", 215 out of Jacksonville.
Well, speaking of youth, Jamar Browder is the next in line, also a freshman alongside there with Andrew Marsh, and just missed him. There was no safety in the middle of the field. That is a touchdown if Bryce can hit his freshman receiver, Jamar Browder. Just missed him there, Jeff.
Third down and 6. Had a clear window. Underwood just missed him. This is an area where Michigan has struggled somewhat on third down this year. Bring 4 in trouble. Underwood again. Flushed out and incomplete. Tried to find Zach Marshall, the tight end. And Michigan will have to punt it away.
Well, that's a bit uncharacteristic for Bryce. Usually he's actually maybe most comfortable rolling to the right, and he had Zach Marshall wide open. He had options here, Jeff. He could have tucked it and ran for a first down. Certainly had Marshall down the field wide open, and that's just a flat-out miss. So misses to Marshall, misses to Browder, missed opportunities for the Michigan offense.
Hudson Hollenbeck kicks it away. May have been deflected. Takes a Michigan bounce inside the 35-yard line, but avoiding disaster right there. 37-yard punt for Hudson Hollenbeck, maybe just off the side of his foot here. Either way, not an outstanding punt. And Purdue goes back on offense. Right now, first 250 fans will get $20 off a Big Ten Plus annual pass. Stream nearly 2,700 more events across the Big Ten this season. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to big10plus.com and make sure you enter FB20 when selecting an annual pass at checkout to take advantage of this offer. Second possession on offense for Purdue. Both teams punting on their opening drive. To the outside of the running back Harris. Harris wrapped down after a gain of 1.5. Second down for the Boilermakers.
All right, so we mentioned Jay-Sean Barham out. In comes number 18, Troy Bowles. He's playing alongside Ernest Hausman, and that time Wink Martindale just sent him on a simple linebacker plug blitz. Ryan Brown recognized it and threw the bubble screen away from it.
Brown to pass again, flush to the right, and nearly intercepted, but caught. Nice pass into Michael Jackson for a first down.
That was a really nice pass. TJ Metcalf is 6'1", and he was just sitting there right in that zone coverage. Look at him reach up, stretch, and just couldn't get there. Man, Ryan Brown, that is a dime out there to Michael Jackson. Great throw.
Across midfield again for Purdue. They're moving the ball against this defense. Brown across the middle. He hits Horton across and picks up 5 on first down. Things are coming easy for Purdue right now. Short check down games work for Brown.
Yeah, this is going to be the world they want to bring Michigan into, is tempo. They're not going to huddle. They're going to try to avoid substituting and try to really wear out the Michigan defense.
6 of 7 so far for Brown. With the middle and trip down. Third down and manageable. Called third down and 3. And Harris with another carry. And a big part of this Purdue offense, Jake, the screen game, the gadget plays, heads on swivels for the Wolverines.
This will be an opportunity, I'd imagine them maybe get Brown on the move.
Potential 4-down territory as well. Third down and short. Hand it to Harris, right side, big hole, first down and more for Harris inside the 25-yard line. Goes to sophomore Antonio Harris.
Yeah, look at the right tackle, Coley, and the right guard, Purvis. They just created a massive hole here, blocking in their one-on-one situations. I believe that's Derek Moore on the edge. He's Michigan's best defensive lineman, but that time Coley won the battle, and there is no one there. You can literally see the void of Jashawn Barham missing on third down. That is the position he would normally be in as the off-ball linebacker.
Hand it off again. Harris tries the middle. He's across the 20. And inside the red zone goes Purdue. Rushing game for the Boilermakers has been much improved the last 3. Ran for 217 yards last week in the loss against Rutgers. It all comes with the cohesiveness on that offensive front. Brown feeling heat. He's hit. And is it intercepted or incomplete? They say incomplete. It was Rayshawn Benny that fell on it.
It's an incomplete pass. It's third down.
Incomplete pass, but man, Purdue fans just had some serious flashbacks to last week.
Yeah, and there goes Troy Bowles in for Barham, and Derek Moore making up for that third down run. And oh, Rayshawn Benny, he had a chance. I mean, that hit his hands before it hit the ground.
The field of an incomplete pass is under further review.
Now they're going to go take a look at it and see whether it is indeed an incomplete pass or if this could potentially be a fumble. Again, Derek Moore got his hand on it, but was that hand coming through?
Right, yeah.
Did that ball come loose from the fingertips? Scott Aronowitz, our replay official, taking a look.
Derek Moore got his left hand right on that ball. Is it coming forward? Let's see.
Mike Pereira is out in Los Angeles. Is this hand moving forward or is the ball out?
I think the ball comes loose when the hand is coming up. I don't think it's moving forward yet. So I know that they ruled it a pass, and then there was a question of whether it was interception or not. But if it's a fumble, then it would be a recovery by the defense. And to me, that ball looks like it is rolling out of his hand before it goes forward. I think it's a fumble recovery by Michigan.
Especially from that angle. Still not coming forward. Yeah, it is really, really close. I'm with you, Mike. That looks like a fumble.
The rule on the field has changed to a fumble, which was recovered by the defense. It's 1st and 10, Michigan at the 28-yard line.
If Mike Pereira says it's a fumble, it's a fumble.
That's right. It's law.
So turnover forced by the Wolverines. They're back on offense next. Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Hilton, spirited stays in your favorite college towns, and by Google. No matter what question comes next, just ask Google. 2-for-1 deal this weekend. You get Halloween last night on a Friday, Halloween on a Saturday at the football game in Ann Arbor. Second possession for Michigan following the turnover. Plus 10 so far in the year in the turnover battle. Underwood, shake and bake, brought down behind the line of scrimmage. That was Correa in the backfield that brought him down.
That's a really nice job by Charles Correa, just with the pursuit. First off, we mentioned how fast Bryce Underwood is, but then out in the open field, not an easy guy to bring down. Underwood tried to dance with him a little bit, but Correa had none of it, brought him down.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Jordan Marshall in at running back yet again. He's the only tailback we've seen thus far as Shamaj Morgan gives in motion, and they hand it off. Nice hit, falls forward, gain of 5.
That's what Jordan Marshall does better than really anybody in college football, in my opinion. Nice little setup there by Chip Lindsey, but at the point of contact, I have yet to see Jordan Marshall get knocked backwards. He does it so well. The best running backs, they always fall forward. Jordan Marshall somehow seemingly always falls forward.
Underwood going deep, and it's incomplete. Tried to get it to McCulley and missed his target.
Well, Michigan got exactly what they wanted. They go to the double count. They see Purdue is bringing pressure. There's no safety help over the top, and Donovan McCulley is working a post corner, has his man beat, takes a hit to the bench there, bounces back up, but he had his man beat. The pressure did just enough to make Bryce uncomfortable, and right now that's the 3rd or 4th time already that Bryce has been just missing his targets.
3 and out following the turnover. Fair catch was called for and secured by Michael Jackson. 50-yard kick from Hudson Hullenbeck. State Theater, downtown Ann Arbor, no score. Coaching Profile brought to you by Discover, and room for improvement for the last couple of years. But Barry Odom and his Boilermakers squad, they're showing that improvement week to week, and they're starting to believe in each other.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, throw the record to the side. Clearly, this is a team that is completely different from last year's team. They have an offensive identity once again, and he's had to do it through the portal. Took 54 transfers this offseason to rebuild the roster.
And off Malachi Thomas. And Gang tackled after a pickup of 2. And they've had a lot of success in the running game. Again, they're without Devin Mockabee today. That's a big deal. They're still trying to get Denylon Moore set back. They thought that he may have a role in this week's game, but did not travel, still dealing with the injury. But again, the pieces, if he can keep the core in West Lafayette, you got an opportunity. Second down and 8. Set up the screen. Oh, sniffed out. Ernest Hausman blew that play up.
You see that C right there on his chest. Ernest Hausman is the captain. He's the heartbeat of this Michigan defense, and there was no doubt what this play was going to be. Watch Ernest Hausman. He sniffed this screen out all the way. He had his eyes on the running back, Malachi Thomas, and once he saw that Ryan Brown was targeting him, he triggers and delivered the boom.
Draw play up the middle, good gain, but 4th down coming up for Purdue. 3 and out coming, another tackle for loss for this Michigan team that derailed a potential drive of the Boilermakers.
It's a good job by the Michigan defense, responding, forcing the 3 and out, but it's going to be a question of when does Bryce Underwood get settled into this game?
Jack McAllister kicks it away to Samaj Morgan. Says get away, get away, get away. It takes a Purdue bounce inside the 25-yard line and rolling almost to the 20. What a great punt. by McAllister. 57 yards. We're back in 15 seconds. Sold out big house, all in blue and maize on his Halloween weekend. Oh, by the way, don't forget to turn your clocks back, by the way. So go to sleep, turn them back, get an extra hour of sleep tonight. Bryce Underwood, third possession. Yet to cross the 50, set up the wide receiver screen after Marshall. He's down the sideline. A great gain on first down, and now the Wolverines get their offense moving.
Yeah, and get Bryce Underwood moving too, wondering what Chip Lindsey's going to do to get his quarterback settled into the game. No better way to do it than a little screen. And who's leading the way? Number 44, your two-time captain, Max Bredesen, serving up pancakes out there on the perimeter.
Marshall with his 7th catch of the season. Handed off, Marshall again. Left side, huge hole. Marshall's gone. A house call at the big house.
Well, with Justice Haynes out, it means Jordan Marshall is going to get the lion's share of opportunities. And this is exactly what he does. But you got to give credit. On the screenplay, it was Max Bredesen with the pancake. That time it was the entire left side of the offensive line. Blake Frazier, Giovanni El-Hadi. Bredesen was out there as well, untouched into the end zone for Jordan Marshall.
2 plays, and Michigan finds the end zone in the running game yet again. Zavada for the point after. It's up and good.
Well, Michigan has quite a run of outstanding running backs in Jordan Marshall. It started with the Bama game last year, emerging as the leader down the stretch of this season. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
54-yard touchdown run for Jordan Marshall. His 6th touchdown of the season. He's the only guy that's touched the ball in terms of running back so far for Michigan. And a long catch. Has the long run. 7-0 Michigan. Sunderland to kick it away. And it goes into the end zone. Jake, you could have driven a jumbo jet through this hole.
You sure could have, and that's credit to the offensive line. Watch these 3 guys right here, left guard, left tackle, and center. You see Frazier with his eyes outside. He's double teaming there with El-Hadi. Then Giovanni El-Hadi turns back and stones the linebacker. That was the key block to get Jordan Marshall up into the 2nd level. Taj Rael cannot bring him down, and it's a touchdown, 50-plus yards for the Michigan Wolverine offense.
Team that's been running the football exceptionally well, and you mentioned no Justice Haynes. It's going to have to fall on the shoulders of Jordan Marshall, Jasper Parker, Bryce Cusdall, and Bryce Underwood.
Well, the good thing is I could have been the running back back there. You could have been the running back back there when the O-line's blocking like that.
Here's Brown. Easy completion across the 30-yard line, pickup of 5. And they hit Nitro Tuggle for another catch. Gave him 6 on the pickup. You see if Purdue has an answer. Brown has been rather efficient. Did have the 1 turnover, the fumble, forced by Derek Moore. 2 sacks so far for Michigan's defense. Handed off, and a good run, and I think progress will give him a first down. It will. Nice run by Harris. First down for Purdue.
Chase Taylor was in on the tackle there. They're keeping Ernest Hausman in as the primary linebacker, and they've been rotating guys. We highlighted Troy Bowles a few series ago. I've seen Nate Owusu-Boateng in there. Now it's Chase Taylor, another freshman, number 29, his turn to play alongside Hausman.
Handed off again to Harris. Carries a couple of tacklers to the 40-yard line. Could be the last play of the first quarter. See how quickly Purdue is moving the line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 5. Purdue's had some good drives. They've been in Michigan territory, haven't converted them into points, and that will indeed take us into the 2nd quarter in Ann Arbor. 7-0 Michigan out in front of Purdue. 7-0 Michigan start of the second quarter. Jake, you know what time it is?
Trivia time.
Trivia time! It's sponsored by T-Mobile. Michigan 14-2. November since 2021. It's time for the best in the Big Ten. Which team is also 14-2? Care to throw a guess out there? You got a 1 in 17 chance, because we know Michigan is 14-2.
Feels like Ohio State is too obvious.
Okay.
14-2, no, because Michigan's beat Ohio State 3 times.
All right, we'll find out shortly. Moving forward with Malachi Thomas, brings up third down and manageable for Purdue.
4 times, actually. My guess will be Oregon then. That'll be my guess.
Okay. Yeah, the new schools in the Big Ten certainly count. I can't wait. I've been grinding on that for the last couple of days. I'm as eager as our viewing audience. Hand off again. Thomas with a first down and more to midfield to go. The Boilermakers again. Third time they've been into Michigan territory after a pickup of 8.
Yeah, look at the right side. Once again, number 58, Hank Purvis, he's working there. Number 73, Banky Coley, the right tackle, creating some movement. 78, excuse me. They found something there running that inside zone there off the right side of the offensive line.
Brown to the outside, finds Tuggle for the catch, made a man miss. Still churning those legs, and a pickup of 7, maybe 8. Second down and short. No problem moving the football for Purdue. It's just getting to the end and finishing those drives.
And that's been a theme all season for them. Their red zone touchdown percentage haven't quite gotten deep into the red zone yet today. But you're right, Jeff. They have been finding something, been able to move the ball a little bit against the Michigan defense.
Thomas, the running back. Play clock under 10. Handed off. Thomas up the middle across the 40-yard line, and a first down for Purdue. Remember, Jayshawn Barham, who's filling in big time for the 2 injured linebackers, Cole Sullivan and Jimmy Rolder. Barham, we saw him go up into the tunnel after the first drive.
Yeah, they're rotating guys there next to Houseman, and really, what I like here, what Purdue's doing, Ryan Brown, they're not huddling. They're just getting up to the line of scrimmage, not in a rush to snap the ball, and effectively letting Ryan Brown call plays at the line of scrimmage.
The other thing that doesn't allow the Wolverines to do is substitute as Brown flushed out to the right, looking downfield, and it's incomplete. No flag. No flag on that particular play as Harris went down. There is a flag right around the point of where Brown let the pass go. Looks like a hold on Purdue. Penalties have killed the Boilermakers all year.
78, the
Holding.
right tackle, Coley.
Offense number 78. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. It's first down.
You know, those are always tough for offensive linemen, Jeff. You're trying to anchor and you expect your quarterback to step up in the pocket, but once Ryan Brown leaves and gets flushed, it's kind of hard. You're already naturally holding in a legal way. You're legally holding, and then when the quarterback leaves the pocket, you got to try to have the awareness to let go. But just unfortunate there for Coley, who's been leading the way on some key runs for the Boilermakers.
First and 20. Set up the screen to the outside. Horton slung down after a good gain. Second down and long. Tuesday, don't miss men's hoops. Braden Smith leads the top-ranked Boilermakers into the season opener against Evansville. Live coverage, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Basketball season starts on Monday in the Big Ten Conference. 'Tis the season for crossover season. 2nd and 14 for Purdue. Bringing pressure, handed off. Harris across the 40, right around the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Purdue.
I got to imagine if you're Barry Odom and Josh Henson here, you're thinking if you can just get a few yards, you're going to go for it on 4th downs. Feels like 4-down territory.
It's Josh Henson, his first year at Purdue. 3rd and 9. They bring 4. Brown completes the pass. It's going to be 4th down and short, and decision time for Barry Odom.
Zero hesitation. They're keeping the offense on the field right away. Ryan Brown's looking to his coach saying, what's the formation? Let's get the call in.
4th down and 2. Thomas, the running back. And they're going to bring in Jackson at the last moment. Late substitution here from Michigan. Trey Pierce runs on the field. Grant hustling off. 4th and 2. Tuggle catch, 1st down, Boilermakers. Nice strong hands from Nitro Tuggle.
This is just a great job by Josh Henson and a good job by Ryan Brown. Just feeling this. A lot of substitutions, late substitutions. They got a late motion out there to get Tuggle into the flat, and you can't scheme up an easier completion on 4th and 2 to move the chains.
Caleb Anderson finally healthy, came in on the stop there. And for the first time, we see Malachi Singleton in the ball game for Purdue, running the plays at quarterback. Singleton runs it up the head across the 25-yard line and pushing the pile to about the 23. This is nothing new for Purdue. They've been running this 2-quarterback system. And Singleton, definitely the better of the runners, but he can throw it too.
Yeah, I mean, when we meet with defensive coordinators, the number one thing that stands out that they say stresses them out is a quarterback that can run. And Wink Martindale told us all the things that he preaches: discipline, selflessness, gap responsibility. All that becomes ever more important when there's a quarterback that can and will run like Malachi Singleton.
2nd and 5. Singleton up the middle. He's got it inside the 10-yard line. 1st down and goal, Purdue.
Josh Henson is just dialing up some beautiful schemes. They go back to that jet sweep motion to the right. Watch this. Here comes number 10 across the formation, Jesse Watson. And then they're pulling their right guard and right tackle up through the hole. 78 Coley is 5 yards down the field before he contacts anybody. Nice explosive run for the Boilermakers.
Markham just inside the 10-yard line. 1st down and goal. 14th play of the drive that's chewed up 7 minutes. Singleton, a little pooch pass, touchdown, Boilermakers. Malachi Thomas with the score. Flag down on the far side of the field.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense. Number 0 is covered by another eligible player.
That is the risk that you take with those types of plays with the offensive lineman downfield.
It's a beautiful scheme. They say 79, yeah? It's a beautiful scheme here. That exact same motion. They just ran that counter, quarterback counter, and catch Michigan completely off guard. But that time, number 79, Joey Tanona, is just too far down the field, and the officials correctly throw the flag.
Ryan Brown back in at quarterback for Purdue. So wipe the touchdown away. Brown hands it off. Harris tried to get the corner and slung down by Mason Curtis.
You know, that play really represents so much of what we talked about for Purdue, which is a team that clearly has a different identity. They are competing and playing hard, but a team that can't quite get out of their own way. That is a beautiful scheme, an easy touchdown against a Michigan defense that really gives up nothing easy, and yet what plagues them? A self-inflicted wound, a penalty, and it's really not even Tanona's fault. He's doing his job, but it's just unfortunate to, you know, take them back and make them try again to earn another touchdown.
Singleton back in the ball game. Horton in motion. Handed off. Thomas wrapped up after no gain. Dominic Nichols came in for the stop. 3rd and goal.
back in at quarterback. Just probably means that they're going to push the ball through the air down the field.
Drive carving up more than 9 minutes. Flag comes out, Brown into the end zone, and it's incomplete. And a flag comes in the end zone. I think Purdue's going to have their choice of which penalty to take.
Yeah, they're going to get an offsides on Michigan's defensive line. It was a free play, another free play, and then, like you said, Jeff, a DPI there in the end zone, most likely.
Offsides flag came in really late for some reason.
Cameron Brandt, number 9, the right defensive end for Michigan, just jumped early on the snap.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. Offside. Defense number 9. That penalty's declined. Pass interference. Defense number 20. The ball is placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic. First down.
Jerry Hill. Fresh set of downs. First down and goal from the 2. So he wanted the flag there, and then does he want another flag there? We didn't get his reaction on that one, but he got 2 of them. First and goal, Boilermakers. Singleton is out wide on the bottom of your screen. Harris running it. Harris up the middle. Looks like he's in. There's his signal. Touchdown, Purdue. No flags. He was carrying bodies for 5 yards before an official finally came in and said touchdown. What a response and a great drive for Purdue.
It was, and you know, Antonio Harris isn't normally at the quarterback position. He's sending Michael Jackson, the receiver, in motion. They almost ran into each other. They almost ruined the play before it had a chance to get started, but a great job staying up, keeping his feet, Antonio Harris, and then the big boys come and get him with the assist, pushing him into the end zone.
Just his second touchdown of the year for Antonio Harris. Porath for the point after. It's up and good. A drive of 9.5 minutes. Ends up on a touchdown for Purdue. Barry Odom hanging tough at the big house. Seven game time to answer our T-Mobile trivia question. Michigan 14-2 in November since 2021. Time for the best in the Big Ten. With what other team at 14-2? How about Iowa, the Hawkeyes? Why not Ohio State? Well, they've got 4 losses against these Michigan Wolverines in November since 2021. That's why.
Yeah, Michigan on a 4-game win streak against Ohio State and Michigan State.
Game that will be played at the Big House at the end of the month, Thanksgiving weekend.
How about the Hawkeyes, though?
Playing really good football. Coming out. Marsh does not get to the 20-yard line. Josh Henson and Purdue hanging tough in Ann Arbor. It's a 7-7 ball game. He's calling a good game so far. 7-7 game. Michigan's offense back on the field. Last drive was just 2 plays for a touchdown. Bryce Underwood still trying to get himself cooking a bit. Just 2 for 5 for 25 yards. He's had some open receivers, hadn't hit them. First snap for Michigan in 35 minutes of real time.
That's the beauty of that last drive for Purdue, and the beauty of the play calling by Josh Henson. That is the exact game plan in a game like this. Try to slow the game down, limit the opponent's possessions.
It's just the 12th play run by Michigan. Put it in the belly of Marshall. Marshall trying to get the edge. Marshall's just tripped up after a gain of 6. Now to Chicago. Studio update, Dave Revson.
Jeff, the Huskers looking for their first win over a ranked team in 9 years. They have the early lead over USC. Dylan Raiola to Dane Key, his 5th touchdown of the year, 7-0 Nebraska.
Thanks so much, Dave. Got a good one out here in Ann Arbor. 7-7, second down and 4 for Michigan. Underwood under pressure, slips out of it. Gonna use his legs and absorbs the pressure. Moves forward for first down. And a man down for Purdue in the backfield.
Timeout for an injured defensive player.
Looks like Ian Jeffries, defensive lineman, a sophomore.
I think he was the one. There was pressure initially right up the middle. That's what caused Bryce Underwood to slide and step up in the pocket. I think it might have been Ian Jeffries there. I don't know if he got injured reaching for Bryce. Let's take a look at it here. Number 40 working on the left guard, Giovanni El Hadi. Yep, there he is.
Leg whipped his own player.
Yeah.
Some friendly fire, and then Underwood absorbs a big hit too.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Blake Frazier, number 77, the left tackle, he got rolled up on that one too.
For Bryce Underwood, he's had some open receivers, Jake. He's just been off the mark early.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is just part of it. This guy's 18 years old. He is a true freshman. He's learning a lot of this on the fly, and they gave him the keys to this program. He has shown his star power potential, and just right now, not quite settled into the games yet.
Play action for Underwood. Perfect pass to Marsh right on cue across the 50-yard line. Andrew Marsh. He has really come alive in the last 4 ball games.
Well, if you want to get your quarterback settled in, that's the exact play to do it. They went to this play a few times against Michigan State, and Bryce Underwood very comfortable rolling out to his right. Little double move out and up there by his freshman teammate, Andrew Marsh.
On the Purdue side, slinging underneath. Tony Ellie with the catch and out to the 45-yard line.
And that time they were going to the boot action back to the left, and Bryce did a good job navigating his arm angle. Look at the sidearm here as he has to get it around the pass rusher, Smiley Bradford, and gets it out to his tight end, Tony Ellie.
Looked like he was trying to turn a double play. Jumbo package for Michigan. Handed off. Marshall hit right at the line of scrimmage. Going nowhere after that after a pickup of 2.
Miles Slusher, number 9. You could hear that in the stadium. Listen, just look at this one flying downhill as a safety, and that is not an easy task, not a fun task to try to meet these Michigan running backs in the hole. And Jordan Marshall, Miles Slusher, those two guys delivering the boom on one another.
Purdue happy to have Slusher back. And the team leaders. Marshall back in at running back. Marsh in motion. Underwood. Nice creativity with the arm angle. Gets it to Zach Marshall for a first down.
Little basic Y stick, and yeah, it is on Bryce Underwood to just try to navigate this pocket, the rushers, and get the ball out to his tight end who wins on the route. A nice win by Zach Marshall, settling in the zone there. Bryce Underwood knew where he was going, and he's ready on time, putting the ball right on that lower hip. Marshall can catch it, get down, and move the chains.
He throws some darts, does Underwood, from whatever arm angle. Handed off. Marshall wrapped up, brought backwards. Pickup of 4 on first down for Jordan Marshall.
That's what he does. I mean, he was contacted there by Charles Correa right about the line of scrimmage, and just consistently he's able to keep his feet, keep his legs churning, and now Marshall is out. In comes the freshman Jasper Parker at running back.
6 feet 205 from Louisiana. Play action. Underwood down the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for McCulley. Got behind Hershey McLaurin. 3rd down.
It's just been that kind of day. McCulley has his man beat, Taj Rael, and this is open in the college level. That is open. That is a play that the best teams have to make, and for Michigan with their goals to finish this season strong and get into the playoffs and potentially compete for a Big Ten title, that's the play they have to make. They've been setting that up off the run game all day long, but it's so far just been that night. Bryce Underwood just a little off right now.
From the 35, you're in potential field goal range right now. Underwood slithers his way through. He's got a lane. Underwood hit. He's got a first down. Leans forward inside the 25-yard line. And a couple of Boilermakers are down right now. Smiley Bradford, the defensive back, is still on the ground. Be back in just a moment. Our score is 7-7. I'm glad it's not 6-7 because I'm still uneven about it. Well, next Saturday, Boilermakers square off against top-ranked Buckeyes. Action kicks off 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Ohio State ran away with Penn State in the second half earlier today. It was a 14-17 game in the first half. And then Ohio State just put the clamps on defensively. We got Michigan right now on the move. Under 3 minutes to go in this first half. Jasper Parker, the running back. Parker gets it. Left side, weaves his way inside the 20-yard line. Gain of 3, maybe 4. Second down and 6. Channing Goodwin on the field now for Michigan. Just popped off there for a moment.
There's Michigan in 13 personnel out in the field. 2 tight ends and a fullback, Max Bredesen.
We love it. Underwood. Short. He was looking for Marlon Klein. He had him wide open. Had a defensive end in on coverage on the tight end and threw it short.
It's the exact matchup you're working to get. Yeah, you got Marlon Klein, your starting tight end, one of the better tight ends in the Big Ten, on number 91, CJ Denoli, the defensive end. And again, it's the theme of the night for Bryce Underwood right now. Just consistently, just a little off. That is a touchdown if he hits his guy.
2 for 2 on third down so far on this drive from Michigan. Marshall back on the field. Got to get going. Play clock running short. Underwood sneaks out. Underwood slips left. Underwood throws, and is it intercepted? Yes. Picked off by Purdue. Hadori Hines came in, read it, and gets the turnover.
Wow, that's a great play by Hines. A lot going on there. Jordan Marshall did a great job. Purdue sending nickel pressure. Marshall stoned him to get that play to get Bryce Underwood out of the pocket. But Hadori Hines, number 4, starting right up there by that 10-yard line. Look at him trigger an undercut.
Both teams with red zone turnovers in this one.
All right, let's go back to this Bryce Underwood interception, and I'm not sure what he saw here because he's looking right at it. You see him looking at his receiver, Andrew Marsh. He sees Hines undercutting it, and then also in his line of sight there, Jeff, is Donovan McCulley standing wide open in the back of the end zone. I mean, that is right in his line of vision.
They hand it off. Malachi Thomas near the 10-yard line. Again, both these teams have red zone turnovers today. Second down and 7 for Purdue. Just something a little off with Bryce Underwood tonight.
Yeah. And with the way this game is going, with both teams really trying to play ball control, it doesn't project to seem that there's going to be a bunch of extra possessions.
Both teams, all 3 timeouts. You might see Michigan take one depending on how this play turns out. Plus, they get the ball coming out of halftime. Handed off. A little surprised they didn't take a timeout after the first down play.
Yep. Expect it to come right here. Yeah, there it is.
Timeout.
Step aside for 30 seconds.
It's their first of the half. It'll be 30 seconds.
Big third down play here for Purdue. Josh Henson has called a really good game so far, the offensive coordinator for the Boilermakers. 1:08 to go in this first half. Four wideouts. Harris, the running back. Brown across the middle, and it's broken up. Zeke Berry on the coverage. Knocked it down. Clock stops. 4th down and 4.
Well, it starts with the pressure first, and Wink Martindale is doing what Wink Martindale does, which is send pressure. And right there, right in his face is Rayshon Benny, big number 26. It forces Brown to get rid of the ball, and a good job here by Zeke Berry, undercutting and batting that ball down.
McAllister had a 57-yarder. This one off the side of his foot, and a shank from McAllister puts Michigan in outstanding field position. They're going to mark this thing just outside the 30-yard line.
I mean, Michigan's not rushing anybody. He's got all day, and it just comes off the side of his foot wrong. I mean, this is worst case scenario for Purdue. Your defense does such a great job of intercepting the ball down in the low red zone.
Almost in field goal range already.
Right. Just give it right back to Michigan in the red zone.
Underwood to pass. Underwood across the middle, incomplete. Oh, big hit right at the end on Morgan. No flag comes in. Taj Rael delivered the hit on Morgan.
Again, he's just that went right through Samaj's hands. I mean, that's been an issue for Samaj this entire season is the drops. And I know that's not the perfect pass to catch him to catch it on the run, but when you saw it from that angle, went right through his hands. Got to come down with it.
53 seconds to go. Still 2 timeouts left for Michigan. Handed off. Marshall across the 25-yard line. 2nd down and short. I should say 3rd down and 2. Underwood to throw. Gets it. Right over to his tight end, Marlon Klein. 1st down, Michigan. Timeout.
Timeout, Michigan.
Michigan used the timeout back in 30 seconds. Coming up on the halftime show, sponsored by Copilot, by Microsoft, Dave Revson, Howard Griffith, Marcel Reese. All standing by. First half highlights. Buckeyes and Hoosiers dominate today in an overtime thriller from Minnesota. 1st down and 10 for Michigan. Got 1 timeout left. Underwood steps up. It's got the middle. Underwood hit and dropped at the 2-yard line. It's a 1st down for Michigan, but boy, did he take a hit. They're going. Clock will start when they reset. There they go. Handoff. Marshall up the middle. Touchdown, Wolverines. 2nd of the night for Jordan Marshall. The bad punt by Purdue gave Michigan great field position. They took advantage.
And that's the indicator of a good team, Jeff, is it's not always going to be perfect every single Saturday, but what happens when your opponent gives you a second chance? Do you take advantage of that second chance? And it's exactly what Michigan did on the back of Jordan Marshall and really the legs of Marshall and their quarterback, Bryce Underwood.
They turn it into a 2-for-1 deal, too, because they get the ball coming out of halftime. Zavada kicks it through. 14-7. Michigan turns a bad punt into points. Marshall 91 yards on the ground and 2 scores back in 30 seconds. 15-7, 17 seconds to go in this first half in Ann Arbor. 9 carries, 91 yards for Jordan Marshall. He carried for 110 last week. He's got an opportunity for back-to-back 100-yard rushing games. He popped one for 54 in a score. The first score of the game. Sunderland to kick it away. Jackson on the return. Jackson down the sideline. Jackson taken out of bounds by Sunderland. 33 yards on the return. Tomorrow, see women's volleyball live on Big Ten Plus. 10th ranked Boilermakers take on the Wolverines here in Ann Arbor. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on. 3 timeouts for Purdue, just 11 seconds to go. Thinking about a long kick from Porath. His long this year is 48 yards. He has not even tried one from 50 plus. They're just going to kneel on it, and they will send this game to halftime. Time of possession today on their touchdown drives. I mean, Purdue took forever on their 1 touchdown drive, 9.5 minutes. Michigan 18 seconds and 41 seconds on their touchdown drives.
Like you said earlier, I mean, the important thing for Michigan there is it's a 2-for-1. You score after the shanked punt, and now you get the ball coming back out of half to try to seize control of the game.
All right, let's go downstairs with Brooke Fletcher.
Coach, how would you evaluate what you saw from Bryce Underwood in the first half?
Just got to settle in. I thought he did later in that second drive, and then kind of just back and forth. He's got to settle in. His feet got to stay underneath him. He's just looking at the rush a little bit, but made some plays in the passing game, helped us, kept the ball, controlled it. So that was a big play to end the drive there.
Yeah, Jordan Marshall, 2 touchdowns for him. I know you said some guys got to step up. What did you like from him in the first half?
Just how physical he's running. He's running fast. He's running physical. He has the ability to make the big play. He keeps doing that. Great job by Jasper Parker, too. Run the football and in pass protection, but we got to continue to get some rhythm on offense.
Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
14-7, your score at the half in Ann Arbor. Michigan will get the kick coming out of the break. Night game at the Big House. Nothing better. Halftime. It's coming up next. One-score game in Ann Arbor. Start of the 3rd quarter at the Big House. Michigan will get the football coming out of the break. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to November. Don't forget to set your clocks back to daylight savings tonight. But, Jake, man, such a great job by Jordan Marshall filling in for Justice Haynes, who's out for the moment. But Jordan Marshall, 2 touchdowns, 90 yards rushing.
And he's had to be great, too, because his quarterback, Bryce Underwood, right now is just struggling. They've had to do everything pretty much on the ground. Jordan Marshall had the long run popped, credit to his offensive line, finished with the touchdown there to end the half. But now the next layer is going to be Chip Lindsey has been able to call play action that's been supported with the run game. But now the next layer is to get the quarterback, Bryce Underwood, to connect on some of those opportunities.
Let's see how Underwood comes out of the gates here in the second half. Had some easy looks, as you mentioned, Jake. Just did not convert. Seth Turner ready to kick it away, and Andrew Marsh is back deep for Michigan. Marsh is coming out, fumbled the football, gets up, and the Michigan offense will get it inside the 15-yard line. Let's go downstairs. Brooke Fletcher, Ryan Brown's first half.
Yeah, guys, I caught up with head coach Barry Odom, and first off, he mentioned the defense. They got to start fast here, but then you mentioned Ryan Brown, and that starts with him. He mentioned the emotion. He said that's huge in a game like this, and he really wants guys to hone in on that because that can be the difference in them winning this one. He talked about that all week long. He said that there was a shift in that after that Rutgers game, that these guys, they were buying in, they were starting to trust each other, and that starts with your quarterback, Ryan Brown. I kept an eye on him in that first half, guys. He's getting this team energized. They know that they're still in this one.
Got to get a stop on this opening drive as Marshall goes backward. By Graduate, by Hilton. The time of possession here, Jake, is right where Purdue wants it to be. You're almost doubling up Michigan so far.
Yeah, I mean, that's the game plan here. If you want to pull off the upset, you want to shorten the game. You want to limit your opponent's possessions. And I give so much credit to the Purdue offense and the play calling of Josh Henson. Had that big, long drive that really was the key in the first half.
Underwood to throw it. McCauley with the catch and right there to make the stop. Gain of 5.
Yeah, that's a 5-yard hitch, but that was Bryce's best throw of the day, because if he was inaccurate there, if he was off target, number 0, Tony Grimes, was coming downhill. That had a chance to be a pick 6, but Bryce threw it on time with good velocity on the outside shoulder. And for a 5-yard hitch, yes, that was likely his best throw of the day thus far.
4 for 7 so far on third down for Michigan. Third down and 4. Underwood, slant route, catch, first down. And now Purdue saying incomplete pass on the far side. That ball pop out?
Yeah, that's He's trying to get it to his freshman, Jamar Browder. And
officials are getting together. Are they going to say completed catch or incomplete? And they're saying incomplete pass.
The ruling on the
Barry
field
Odom
is an incomplete pass. It's 4th down.
2. That's close. Yeah, Barry Odom was pleading his case. He was fired up on the sideline.
Please reset the game clock to 13 minutes
So an
and
incomplete
32
pass.
seconds. 1-3.
Mike Pereira is out in Los Angeles.
Down, but then the ball gets knocked down. There's really no element of time to me.
Mike Pereira, what do you got on that potential catch incompletion?
Well, to me, I mean, I think you're looking at the fact of the control aspect. He's up in the air, so you got to go through that process, right? Catch, body part. There's a foot that gets down, but then the ball gets knocked out actually before he even gets his second foot to the ground. So I complete.
Thanks so much, Mike. 54-yard kick, 7 yards on the return, so they get that 3 and out. Michigan could not convert on the 2 for 2 there, getting it on the last possession of the first half and the first possession of the second half.
I mean, once again, I like the way you worded that. Michigan could not convert. It was less about what Purdue did defensively and more about Michigan missing their opportunities. That was a good throw. I mean, Bryce hit his throw. I mean, Bryce hit his freshman receiver, Jamar Browder, literally right in the chest, right on that number 6, and he just couldn't finish and complete the catch.
Thomas in a running back. Brown throws to the corner, wide open, first down. Jackson slipped behind the defense, and if Brown hits him in stride, that's 6.
Yeah, that's why you could see the facial expressions from Jackson there. He knows that is a huge missed opportunity. That was a touchdown, and it would have been a tie ball game, but a good job by Jackson coming back for it and completing the catch.
Back into Michigan territory. Handoff, Thomas leans forward to the 45-yard line. Brown's doing some really good things. Only 2 incompletions, 13 of 15 so far today. Does have the 1 fumble,
which was more on his protection than anything else.
Second and 7. Brown to the outside, hit the hitch. First down Purdue. They're moving the chains again. Horton on the catch. That's his 4th.
You can kind of sense these things in the game of, Barry Odom talked about the emotion. Control is another one. I just feel like Josh Henson, the Purdue play caller, is in complete control of the game right now. You see Purdue's offense, they have never been rushed. They're taking their time getting up to the line of scrimmage. They're going on 2nd and 3rd counts to get Michigan to reveal their hand, then adjusting the protection. Purdue in complete control offensively.
From the 35, Brown feeling pressure. Brown escapes, still on his feet, and he'll pick up a couple of yards. That's a nice job of avoiding a sack there by Ryan Brown.
Got to think here, too. I mean, thinking ahead a few plays, it's going to be 4 down territory once again. I mean, gives Josh Henson his entire playbook to work with at this point in the game.
Totally different from last week against Rutgers, where they only had the football on offense for 23 minutes the entire game. The pressure now finally dropped down right there. Trey Williams after a loss of 1.
And Ernest Hausman just timed that up beautifully. Purdue was pulling their right guard, Hank Purvis, and Hausman triggered right at the snap, nearly had the tackle for loss.
Got to get something here on 3rd down to entertain 4 down territory. Maybe just on the outside of field goal range right now, too.
Yeah.
Brown looking for help. Brown steps up. He's got so much room to run, and he's going to have a first down. It was Hausman that finally ran him out of bounds, but Brown picks up the first for Purdue.
Ryan Brown just looks so comfortable in this pocket here, and a great job by the Boilermaker offensive line fighting and battling. You see late there, number 9, Cameron Brandt does win late, but Brown was able to make him miss and seize the open grass because Michigan was in man coverage in the back end and able to use his legs to move the chains.
Needed 9, got 10. Fresh set of downs. Brown to pass. Brown threw it right at the feet of Antonio Harris. Probably a good thing he did. Metcalf was right there. That thing was on target. He might be going the other way. Been running a lot. You wonder how much energy Brown still has.
Yeah.
Harris on the carry, picks up 1. Another third down for Purdue.
It's the exact same position, and that previous third down, Wink Martindale only rushed 4. He didn't bring pressure. I'd imagine if he does bring pressure that there's a little tag to it to have a spy to account for Ryan Brown's legs.
In field goal range now. The long for Porath is 48. Looking to get something here to make it 4th and manageable, maybe 4-down territory. Bringing extra on the weak side. Brown got rid of it. So you might be grounding right here. Flags, not yet.
That was grounding. He did not leave the pocket. There it is.
There it is.
Intentional grounding, offense number 15. The Pillions have lost it down at the spot of the foul. It's 4th down.
And that takes you out of field goal range, the worst possible outcome.
Right, and there's the pocket. Brown has to leave the pocket in order to throw the ball away. And that's number 4, TJ Guy. He's the first one to the party. Ryan Brown was able to make him miss. And then number 12, Nate Owusu-Boateng, is right in his face again. So Brown finding ways to make guys miss, but never left the pocket. So it leads to the intentional grounding.
And they have the field goal unit out. This is going to be from 50. First attempt from 50 for Spencer Porath. Kick is up. Kick is good. Just enough. And a new season long for Spencer Porath. He's good from 50. Just enough on the leg to get it over the crossbar. Got it by that much. Purdue turning that 3 and out into points. 14-10 Michigan. Wolverines will get the football back. Impressive drive by Ryan Brown and the Boilermakers. They are in it. They are believing.
That's the energy Barry Odom is talking about. And, the truth is, the longer this game remains close and competitive like this, the more the pressure falls on the shoulders of the Michigan Wolverines. And Purdue has done such a great job with their game planning in all 3 phases of keeping this game close and competitive.
Marsh takes a knee, touchback coming. Let's go downstairs to Brooke Fletcher.
How about this, you guys? Quarterback Davis Warren, he is dressing out for the first time since last season's ReliaQuest Bowl against Bama when he tore his ACL. You can see him warming up there. He's now fully cleared, took competitive reps this week, and you can still see that brace on that right leg. But he told me he's just excited to be back out here and really just loves what he's seeing from Chip Lindsey and this offense. And even while he's been sidelined, he stayed involved, really helping Bryce in that quarterback room however he could. Nice to see him back on the sidelines.
It's a great sign. Thanks so much, Brooke. Such an emotional leader on that team a year ago. Went through all of its trials and tribulations. Marshall with the carry and picks up 1 on first down.
I mean, Davis Warren, you can't say enough good things about him. Just such a special human being before you even talk about him as a football player. And Yeah, overcoming the knee surgery is one thing, but this guy beat cancer. I mean, this guy just, all he does is stare adversity in the face and keep on pushing. So absolutely, what a phenomenal leader.
Second down and 9 for the Wolverines. Second possession of the second half. Underwood. Nice pass. That had some steam on it. Over to Channing Goodwin for a first down, right back to Brooke downstairs.
Yeah, guys, a little update for you. Injury-wise, Jayshon Barham, remember, he left early in that first quarter, went back to the locker room. He's there on the sidelines. He's out for the rest of the game in street clothes. But remember, guys, he was a huge part of this linebacker room. Cole Sullivan and Jimmy Roller also out.
Three main pieces in your linebacker area that are out is Marsh with the catch. There's Jayshon Barham. He's got the hood on right there. He went out on the first possession of the game.
I'd say the linebackers have stepped up. They've been rotating a number of guys outside of Ernest Hausman. Hausman's having a phenomenal day, but the linebackers, aside from Barham, have all stepped up.
Marshall carries, slithering his way through. He's across the 50-yard line of the first down for Michigan. Marshall running hard.
This is a really great cut. Purdue, they got a safety flying downhill, and Marshall sees that from a mile away and kind of pushes the hole, and then right at the last second cuts back, slicing back on that zone scheme.
Fresh set of downs for Michigan. Underwood to the outside, blown up. Marsh made the catch. What a great hit in pursuit by Smiley Bradford.
And that's his true freshman, Jamar Browder, his classmate, number 6. He has got to block. You were the key to get this play going. And Smiley Bradford says, if you're not going to block me, I'm going to go hit your wide receiver. That is a big-time hit on the bubble screen by Smiley Bradford.
Bradford very smiley. Marsh very frowny. Loss of 3. On the right side and out of bounds. Pickup of 3. Got that yardage back. Third down coming up for Michigan.
McCauley has not been in the game either. You look at the receivers, they're rotating. Obviously, Andrew Marsh is out there. They're in 12 personnel. That's why they're playing Jamar Browder. McCauley's not been in the game.
Kendrick Bell on the bottom of the formation, too. Underwood down the middle, incomplete. He was too tall, was looking for Marsh. No flags. Officials saying not catchable.
He was starting to build some momentum. He had been accurate on those little hitch routes. They were working in some bubble screens. It looked like he was getting ready to turn a corner, and unfortunately for Bryce Underwood, that time just completely missed. Looked like the Bryce Underwood of the first half.
Some frustration right there from Sharon Morrissey Marsh, and now we're even in the near vicinity of Marsh.
Yeah, I mean, they were saying that he got, kind of grabbed by the hip there, but you're right, if it's uncatchable, it doesn't matter.
That one may have gone off of one of his protectors. Another poor punt. We've seen some very poor punting from both teams in this ball game. That one at least had a hand on it. It was deflected. 29-yard punt. Hollenbeck gets this one tipped. Purdue's got the football inside their own 20-yard line. Coming off a field goal drive. Forced a punt on the last one. Brown to the outside, incomplete, looking for his tight end, Christian Earls. One of the many UNLV transfers that came over with Barry Odom. Second down and 10.
Even though they didn't complete it there, Jeff, I love the way Josh Henson is using formation and motions and shifts to try to get Wink Martindale to really reveal his hand. That first down play, they motioned into empty, forced Michigan into kind of a base vanilla call and had the tight end. He just missed it.
Pressure coming. Brown got it out, deflected. Coming in and making a play look like Mason Curtis got his hand on it. 3rd down and 10.
Mason Curtis is a big, long safety at 6'5", and he was coming indeed, got his hands up there, and at 6'5", not an easy guy to throw over.
Brown over his last 3 throwing the football. Brown steps up, hit from the side and dropped just past the 20-yard line. Dominic Nichols with another big hit. Punt team coming out.
That was just great team defense. They sent the pressure, the linebacker plug, away from Dominic Nichols. Dominic Nichols working there on the left tackle. You see him, he doesn't really even pass rush. He has his eyes on Ryan Brown the whole way, almost waiting and anticipating for him to scramble. And he's able to funnel back and help make the tackle.
McAllister back to punt, and he gets this one away, a good one. Morgan caught it, hammered inside the 30. Does Bryce Underwood have it answered? Great kick coverage from Purdue, 49-yard kick. Underwood's got the ball next. Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and by UKG, HR, Pay, and Workforce Management. Look at Big Bird right there. Haven't seen that look before. Got some superhero row right there. Halloween weekend. Bryce Underwood back to work with Jordan Marshall behind him. Spin it outside of the tight end, Klein. Klein skips ahead across the 35 downstairs for Brooke Fletcher.
It's been a minute since we've seen wide receiver Donovan McCulley out on the field, and so I want to take us back to this. We got a flag on the field first.
We'll check that out. We'll get an update on McCulley in just a moment. Came from the defensive secondary.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness for a blindside block. Defense number 21. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
Big penalty right there. All right, Brooke, continue.
So like I said, it's been a minute since we've seen Donovan McCulley out on the field. I want to take you back to this play where we believe it may have happened. If there is we're hearing maybe a lower body injury. If you take a look right here, it's hard to really make out. He was stayed in for one more play after this, but he has not been on the field since, guys. I've kept an eye on him on the sidelines. He doesn't have his helmet in his hands, but I'm going to keep an eye on him. I'll let you know once I know more.
Thanks so much, Brooke. Going to run the reverse now. They're going to pass it. Underwood has his man. That's the tight end, Zach Marshall. First down, Michigan. A little trickeration from Chip Lindsey.
Well, that's Michigan's bread and butter. They love to go to this flea flicker, and it is a big play to Zach Marshall. But watch Andrew Marsh on the post route. This is a touchdown to Andrew Marsh. But Underwood ends up hitting his tight end, Zach Marshall, and gets him down inside the 15.
Gain of 36, first down and goal. Underwood carries to the outside, hit, fumble, out of bounds. It was out of bounds in the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. There's a touchback and a turnover, and they're stunned in Ann Arbor.
Went into the end zone. It results in a touchback.
Yep.
It's 1st and 10.
CJ Nanoli just punched that out, and there it is. There's the shot. Yeah, that is a touchback and a huge play, a huge swing of momentum. The Boilermakers force the turnover, and it'll be their ball on the other side of the break.
Red zone turnover for Michigan, and Sharon Moore, coachable moment there with Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, I mean, he's telling them what I'm sure Bryce already knows is, hey, we love it. You're making guys miss. You're straining. You're trying to get into the end zone, but nothing is more important than the football, especially down in the red zone, Jeff. You highlighted it. Second red zone turnover today. And, you know, talking to Sharon this week, we said, hey, what areas have you noticed Bryce Underwood has grown in? And he said, what I love more than anything is he's protected the football. And today, I mean, he's missing his receivers and certainly has not been protecting the football.
Thomas crunched at the 25-yard line. And moments ago, we saw Donovan McCulley, who Brooke reported on, has not been in the ball game for a while, and he is headed back up the tunnel and into the locker room to get more attention.
Michigan is plagued with injuries. And you think about, we've highlighted the youth of the team. Donovan McCulley is the vet in their wide receiver room. Justice Haynes is the vet in the running back room. Both out with injuries right now.
Outside catch and losing his footing is Jackson. No gain, maybe a loss of half a yard.
This is a really important third down here. Purdue, your defense has done a great job of getting you the ball back. It's a momentum swinging opportunity here. If you're Purdue, got to find a way to move the chains, and if you're Michigan, you can't allow it.
3rd down and 5. Bringing pressure, Brown escapes. Brown looking for an outlet. Brown floats it over. Catch made. Jackson stays on his feet across the 40. Here's the athleticism of Brown to move the chains for Purdue.
This is such a great job by Ryan Brown. He puts number 7, TJ Metcalf, in a bind. Metcalf, if you're going to stay and guard Jackson, then Brown will run. Metcalf comes up to honor Brown's legs, and he floats it over to Jackson, who breaks a few tackles and finds some of those hidden yards. But that's been the inflection point in this game when Purdue has the ball, is when these quarterbacks get outside of the pocket. They've been able to make Michigan's defense pay.
Singleton's in the ball game. They had a good drive with him running the football. He's going to throw it. Singleton now escapes to the outside. Jackson makes a man miss. He's brought down to the 45-yard line.
You can't say how important that 3rd down conversion was. This game is flying by with these long drives. We're approaching the 4th quarter, and Purdue is fully in this game, driving now with the chance to take the lead. That 3rd down conversion after the defense forced the fumble is huge.
And this defense has been on the field for a long time, Jake.
Yes.
And Purdue has owned the time of possession today. Going to run it. Singleton up the middle. Singleton puts his shoulder down. He's going to be a yard short. 3rd down and 1.
It's always a little bit of a gamble when you send pressure. Wink Martindale has just been going consistently to these single linebacker plugs, but right now he's just guessing the wrong gap. He brought the pressure away from the quarterback power there, and Singleton was able to get it to a 3rd and short.
Linebacker room is very, very thin for Michigan. Remember, Barham went out on the first possession defensively. Haven't seen him since. From the 50-yard line, Singleton, quarterback.
Notice the defensive structure here. Michigan, no safety in the back end, selling out to stop the run.
Singleton up ahead, and he's brought backward. Jaden Mangum filled a hole, brought him down.
That was a big-time hit. It started with Rayshawn Benny. He stopped his momentum, and then Jaden Mangum from the safety spot just flew downhill. Watch him right here from the safety spot. Starts with Rayshawn Benny shedding the blocker, stops his momentum, and then Mangum ran right through the chest of Ryan Brown.
4th down and 2, and the offense is still on the field for Purdue. And we will see a decision in the 4th quarter. We'll be back to Ann Arbor. A tradition unlike any other big house. So Mr. Brightside, enjoy. Right on time before 4th and 2 for Purdue. Singleton's going to run it. Singleton put his head down. I don't think he's going to get it. They didn't. Michigan holds.
And once again, it's big number 26, 6'4", 305-pound Rayshon Benny, like a double-wide refrigerator anchoring the defense. They're just running. There he is, the only guy on the right side of that line. So Purdue, they're going to try to test it. They put the ball in the hands of Malachi Singleton, and Rayshon Benny, the solo man on that side of the line, just forms his own brick wall with the help of number 9, Cameron Brandt, and a huge stop for the Wolverine defense.
Got a half a yard short. And now good field position for Michigan on the other side. Can they turn it into points after the turnover on downs? Marshall gets it right side. Gain of 3. This is what's ahead for Michigan. One more home game. It's the last game of the season against Ohio State. They go to Northwestern. That game's going to be played at Wrigley Field and then at Maryland before Ohio State. We came on the air talking about this is an opportunity for Michigan to control their own destiny going into the last week of the season.
Right, absolutely. I mean, they're 6-2, and the conversations are starting about the playoffs, a potential Big Ten championship appearance.
Carry here, Marshall to the outside. First down, Michigan. He's over 100 yards for a second straight week.
And the question becomes at this point in the season is, you know, every single play, and this is something really to watch here. I mean, Justice Haynes already down. Jordan Marshall is your bell cow. This is very concerning for Michigan.
So I'm grabbing there at his right calf.
Oh my gosh.
Being checked on right now. So we'll.
This is the point too. I mean, being healthy is a huge part of the playoff push.
Cusdall gets the carry, his first carry of the day. Can report that Donovan McCulley did come out of the locker room. No update on him yet, but they are certainly checking on Marshall. McCulley is out for the rest of the ball game, but did not disclose the reason. So 2nd and 6, Cusdall remains in the backfield. Underwood in trouble. Underwood gets it to his wide open tight end Marshall with another catch to the 15-yard line. The evasiveness from Underwood kept that play going.
That's a really special play by Bryce Underwood. He's got a man in his face right away. He's got to navigate it. He's got to make a guy miss, and then finding his tight end, Zach Marshall, there sitting down in that zone as a check down. Really nice job by Underwood getting that play going.
Another red zone trip for Michigan. Handoff up the middle. Cusdall inside the 10. Marshall coming back into the ball game. That is a huge sign for Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, and Sharon Moore even told us, he's like, listen, we got to monitor his snaps at this point in the game. They understand that they're getting thin towards the top end of their running back room. That was the exact thing they wanted to avoid, but like you said, a good sign that Marshall's back in the game.
Averaging just about 8 yards a carry from Marshall. Handed off to him. Tripped up short of a first down. 3rd down and call it 1.5.
And these next few plays are absolutely critical. You know, if you're Michigan, with the way Purdue's been playing on offense, their slow pace of play, a touchdown really makes this a steep hill to climb. If you're Purdue, anything and everything to hold Michigan to a field goal.
Marshall puts his head down, finishes forward, first down, Wolverines inside the 5. His ability to fall forward, Jake, for freshman out of Moeller High School, Cincinnati, tough.
He's just got such a strong lower body, and even with that injury that he was dealing with, the little nicks and bruises, able to move the chains there. This is where he's extra special, down here in the low red zone.
He has scored both of the Wolverine touchdowns today. Underwood keeps. Underwood goes down. Purdue comes up with a big sack.
Well, that's the exact thing you cannot have happen if you're Michigan, and a great job by number 16, Powell. There's been a few opportunities on this drive to bring Underwood down on that boot action. That time Powell was able to finish the play and complete the sack.
D'Amico Kennedy was the guy that brought Underwood up into the pocket. Powell finished it off. 2nd and goal. 2.5 sacks now in the season for Manny Powell. Handed off. Marshall bleeding his way towards the 5. And he snuck through. Touchdown, Michigan. He got lost in the pile.
I don't know how he got through there. I mean, it's Halloween. It's trick or treat. How about this for a trick, Jeff? He got completely lost in that pile, surrounded by white jerseys. How is he going to? They got his leg wrapped up. He's on one leg, hopping and bouncing, and still finds a way to break that tackle. And how about that? Sharon Moore loving it from his running back.
3 touchdowns for Jordan Marshall. He had 5 on the season coming into this game. Zavada for the point after. Up and good. 21-10. 10:03 to go.
Trick or treat on Halloween. Jordan Marshall reaches deep into his bags of tricks. Bouncing on one leg, bouncing off defenders. Touchdown, Michigan, in control of this game.
Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Progressive, helping veterans drive their lives forward with its Keys to Progress program. And by DirecTV. 110,000 at the Big House tonight. Halloween weekend. November is here. 3 rushing touchdowns. And 190 yards on the ground total for Michigan. Does Purdue have another answer in them? Down by 11. Jackson back to receive the kick. Returnable from the 6. Jackson with a seam up the middle. Jackson across the 30 and near the 35-yard line. Tuesday, don't miss men's hoops. Braden Smith leads top-ranked Purdue into the season opener against Evansville. Coverage begins 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. All right, Ryan Brown takes his Boilermakers back out onto the field. Unable to convert on a 4th down at midfield that set up that last touchdown drive for Michigan. Handed off to Thomas. Thomas, a big gain on 1st down, just short of the sticks.
Well, if you're Purdue, you don't have to rush. They've been in a really patient tempo offensively throughout this game, and you don't quite have to rush, but you do have to have a little bit of urgency, a little bit more pacing, now knowing this is a 2-possession game deep into the 4th quarter.
2nd and 1. Into the belly of Thomas again. Thomas feeling his way towards a 1st down at the 45-yard line.
This Purdue offensive line has really been holding their own against a dominant Michigan defensive front here. There's Brandon Hillman.
Picked him up and carried him backward.
No one loves the violence of football more than Brandon Hillman.
Brown checks it down. Tight end Christian Earls on the reception. It's the kind of tackle that would make Troy Bull's dad Todd very happy. Todd's in the crowd today. Head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Troy's getting a lot of playing time. The injuries to Rolder and Sullivan and now Barham tonight. Thomas the carry. Thomas, another first down, still on his feet across the 35. Leading rusher in the game for Purdue, Malachi Thomas.
Watch these guys work, and their solo block right here. That's the key. The double team right there by your center and your tackle. The tight end comes back. It seals the edge there, and that gets your running back up into the second level, Malachi Thomas.
Thomas with a breather. Antonio Harris comes in. 10 carries, 48 yards, and a score for Harris. To pass. Floats it up. Coming back, and a lot of contact, and it draws a flag. TJ Metcalf in coverage.
Pass interference. Defense number 7. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
And that's a great job here by Ryan Brown. This is what you want to do. You want to float that ball, and if anything, underthrow it to your receivers down the field. That time he's targeting the redshirt freshman Jesse Watson, and a good job by Watson then fighting back through Metcalf, forcing the contact and forcing the penalty.
Back into the red zone for Purdue.
Big difference, too. I mean, Ryan Brown has been putting air on his deep balls. Bryce Underwood throws them on a very flat line.
Horton on the catch. Horton inside the 15-yard line. Horton with his 5th catch, gain of 6. Ryan Brown has been very methodical with the way that he is using the passing game today.
How about that guy, Coach Barry Odom? He has his Boilermakers ready to play.
Harris weaves his way to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, Purdue.
All right, let's look forward here a little bit. We're now about to be inside 7 minutes. If Purdue does score, they're thinking they're going to have to go for 2 because it's an 11-point game. It's a field goal touchdown, a 2-point conversion.
7 minutes to go in the game.
Malachi Singleton back in at quarterback. Remember, they've been heavy quarterback run when he's in the game.
Singleton will run it and run down on the backside. Zeke Berry brought him down to the 5.
Really great pursuit there by Zeke Berry. Purdue, they've utilized motion to their advantage. That time Zeke did not bite on the motion away, and a great pursuit to bring down Singleton.
2nd and goal. Time ticking away. To pass. End zone, incomplete. Berry on the coverage there on Nitro Tuggle.
Third down, this will be a decision for Coach Odom if they don't get it. I mean, do you kick the field goal? And
you need 8. You need some sort of combination of 11 points. 3 and an 8 spot.
I guess if you don't get any yards here, you kick the field goal. If you get to the 1, maybe the 2, that's when you might consider going for it.
Brown back in at quarterback. Slings it outside. Thomas trying to get to the end zone. Touchdown. Malachi Thomas out of the backfield with a touchdown reception.
And TJ Guy, number 4, he was working on the left tackle, Joey Tanona, and he was pleading his case. He thinks he got held. Let's take a look here. Look at the left tackle, number 79. Watch him. Maybe grabbed his jersey, but regardless, Brown gets it out into the flat to Malachi Thomas. That is a huge, huge touchdown for Purdue. Here they are going for 2.
Thomas, the running back. Brown at quarterback. Sprint right. Brown gonna throw it, and it's intercepted on the try. Mason Curtis comes away with it. So 6 for Purdue. It's a 5-point game in Ann Arbor. player today brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Jordan Marshall leading the way, 133 yards on the ground and 3 scores, Jake.
Yeah, there's really only one choice for the hardest working player, and it has to be Jordan Marshall. He's been everything, hasn't got much help at all from the Michigan passing game. They have put the weight of the entire offensive production on his shoulders, and the good thing for the Wolverines, he is fit to carry the load.
3 straight weeks over 100 yards from Marshall. Averaging over 7 a carry today. Turner to kick. And Marsh with a fair catch. Let's go to Dave Revson, studio update.
Yeah, one update you on what's going on in Lincoln. Dylan Raiola here, sacks and fumbles. Ankle gets rolled up under his body. TJ Lateef has gone on in relief of Raiola, who's still trying to walk it off on the sideline. Nebraska driving up 14-6 on USC.
Well, that is huge news. Thank you, Dave.
Those are 2 teams both with 2 losses at this point when you're talking about November and making that playoff push. What Big Ten team is going to be the 4th team to get in? That game is really, really important for the playoff race.
And Michigan, Washington in that conversation too. Give it to Marshall, pushing the pile, and picks up 5 on first down. This offensive line has been makeshift for the Michigan Wolverines really since week 1, Jake, and they have really come together with a very young group.
Yeah, I mean, and I got to give a ton of credit to their offensive line coach, Grant Newsome, a guy I played with. He was actually a year younger than me. I mean, he is a young coach in this industry and has done a great job of developing these guys. It's been a number of different starting 5s throughout the season, and really, I think they're starting to hit their stride and play some of their best ball, as we kind of highlighted today with some of those big Jordan Marshall runs.
Bredesen in motion, Bredesen, and now it's Marshall to the outside. He's got the sideline out of bounds inside Purdue territory. Another big run for Jordan Marshall.
Watch the left side once again. Giovanni El-Hadi, number 77, Frazier. They did a great job of passing that off. The defensive end spikes inside. Frazier remains patient, passes it off to El-Hadi, climbs and seals the edge with the linebacker, and Jordan Marshall loving it, loving the blocking from his big boys up front.
New career high for him, 162 yards on the ground for Jordan Marshall. He checks out. Bryson Cusdall checks in. Cusdall gets the carry. Right side. Cusdall puts his head down. All right, here's that offensive line, Jake.
Let's go through it. Left tackle there, Andrew Babaloa, the 5-star freshman, was working there during camp. Lose both your guards in the Oklahoma game, find some continuity. In comes Giovanni El-Hadi back in the middle of the season, and then Blake Frazier had to step up at the left tackle spot. Got his first start last week against Michigan State, and we saw it 2 plays ago. The key block on that run down the left sideline. He's playing some really, really good football, number 77 there at the left tackle spot.
There's Grant Newsome right there, the offensive line coach that you were talking about, Jake. Team averaging better than 7 yards a carry tonight. Cusdall feels his blockers and a first down for Michigan.
That's really good stuff there by Bryson Cusdall. Watch the patience as he rides his lead blockers. Coming right at you.
Purdue.
There's Max Bredesen, the fullback, and he's just waiting, letting Max Bredesen get out in front of him. And Max Bredesen, what does he do? Serves up pancakes. A nasty fullback.
Timeout on the field by Purdue. 21-16, a methodical drive here for Michigan. Upcoming schedule. Sponsored by Wendy's. At Northwestern, that game at Wrigley Field. That's coming up after the bye, then at Maryland, then at home against Ohio State. Everybody's got that one circled. You still have a couple of tests before that.
Michigan's exactly where they want to be at this point in the season. Always knew it was going to be a manageable back half of the schedule. They just had to navigate getting through Nebraska on the road, USC on the road, Oklahoma on the road. And now with 2 losses, really, they control their own destiny down the stretch of the season.
Handed off. Marshall tripped up. Second down. Marshall with 165 yards on the ground and a timeout.
Their second and a half.
Used by Purdue.
It'll be 30 seconds.
30-second timeout. But look at Michigan and the production that they have had on the ground, Jake. About the same number of rush attempts per game, but the amount of yards that they are getting. And a lot of that is because of the quarterback, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the quarterback. It's Chip Lindsey. That's the value of having balance, because the defense has to respect your ability to push the ball down the field. It's the offensive line progression. I give so much credit to that guy right there, Chip Lindsey. I mean, Sharon Moore was a first-year head coach, year one in the 2024 season. Everything is on him really, really quick. And this offseason was his first time to really catch his breath a little bit. Decides to move on from Kirk Campbell, brings in Chip Lindsey, and you can truly see, I mean, it is night and day, the identity of this Michigan offense.
Underwood hands it off again. Marshall tackled from behind. It's 3rd down and 3 after a pickup of 3. And listen, Michigan can put the ball in the belly of their running backs 30 straight times. Is it sexy? No, it's not. But at the end of the day, do you win the football game?
Exactly, right. And that's, you know, kind of the beauty to the system is, you know, Sharon Moore, he doesn't care about what it looks like. He doesn't care about optics. But really the key, though, is you know, they want to be able to complement it with the play-action game, something they haven't done today, and something maybe they'll do here on a really critical 3rd and 4.
Three minutes to go. Marshall gets it. Marshall pushing forward, still pushing forward. First down, Michigan. That's what it's been all night long.
Look at the emotion by Jordan Marshall, too. I mean, that is all Jordan Marshall, and that perfectly exemplifies who he is as a player. Purdue met him about a yard short of the first down marker, and yet he did what he's done all night, what he's done all throughout his career. Keep his balance, run his feet, the offensive line feed off that, and they push him past the first down marker, and huge first down there.
All these body blows that this running game continues to take out of opposing defenses. Then they finally pop a couple, but this is when all of that running in the trenches comes back to pay off.
They lean on you, they wear on you. Exactly, it's like a boxer just with the body blows. And kind of to come full circle back to the offensive system, they are happy winning boring by handing the ball off 30 times. But what the big difference this year is, they have been able to get into play action and hurt you and hurt defenses. It's a credit to Bryce Underwood and Chip Lindsey. Just today they haven't been able to do it. It really wasn't perfect against Michigan State. And if Michigan wants to make that playoff push and get to the Big Ten championship potentially, they're going to need to complement the run game with more successful play action.
2:44 to go. Got the 2-minute timeout on the horizon. First down and 10. Handoff Marshall. Bounces to the outside. Marshall inside the 15 and takes a slide to stay in bounds and keep that clock moving. Smart play.
Smart play, special play. I mean, you think with Jordan Marshall, he's an in-between the tackles runner, which he has been all night, but that time did a great job of feeling Purdue's defense. They lost contain, pushed the hole, bounced to the outside, and exactly the smart play, the wisdom, and the selflessness to slide and stay in bounds.
That will take us to our 2-minute timeout at the Big House. Opportunity to put this one to bed with one more first down. 2 minutes to play in Ann Arbor.
Dave Roasted, Howard Griffith with you. Michigan trying to finish this one off with the ground game, Howard.
Yeah, doing an outstanding job. When they run the football the way they're doing this evening, these are the types of games that Michigan wants to win and can win.
As soon as the game is over, keep it here. We've got the post-game coming your way. Complete reaction coming up from Ann Arbor. Take you through the whole day in the Big Ten as well. But still some football to play out here between the Wolverines and Boilers. Let's go back to Jeff and Jake, guys.
All right, thanks so much, fellas. Appreciate your 5-point lead for Michigan. They are just a couple of yards away from kneeling down and ending this ball game. 2nd down and 2 for Bryce Underwood. This has been a steady diet of the ground game in the second half for Michigan. Underwood with a couple of turnovers, an interception, a fumble, which was in the end zone, went out of the end zone for a touchback. But nonetheless, he has managed this game very well. And the defense, when it needed to step up, stepped up.
Right, that's the sign of a good team, is you have to win games not on your best day. It's not just like Michigan, this wasn't not their best day. This is one of their worst days. Far too many mistakes and turnovers, and yet if they can get the first down here, they'll close the game out and win on their worst day.
And now whistles blow. Purdue does not have a timeout left. If he was trying to call a timeout, they don't have any left. Officials will clean this up. Brian Banks.
There's discussion as the end of the last play is confirmed this at the 13-yard line. It's second down.
Just making sure they're getting the line of scrimmage correct. All right, second down and 2. Marshall handoff, 10-yard line, first down, Michigan. And they can put this one to bed.
And a fitting end to the day there. Just an A-gap run. Nothing sexy about that at all, but just dominant and great movement by the center, Greg Crippen, the guard, El Hadi, and Jake Warnera.
Take nothing away from Purdue. They showed up today. Barry Odom had this team ready to go.
Absolutely.
Bunch of trips into the red zone, just couldn't finish off some drives. But again, building blocks. You're not getting wins, but a ton of building blocks.
Absolutely. And again, like this is one of the things, you just can't look at the overall record on the season. When you watch this team play, clearly they're trending in the right direction. Some heartbreaking losses, another tough loss here today, Jeff. But like you said, a ton of great stuff to build off of.
And November is not doing Purdue any favors either.
Brutal.
Got Ohio State next week. Another game against Washington. One more against Indiana.
Yeah. But the thing is what's in their control? They control how hard they play. They control the energy and emotion they show up with. And clearly today, like, this team was ready to fight from the first whistle to the last. They did fight, and that's a reflection of the leadership of their head coach.
It's the second time that he has brought a team here. He was here 2 years ago with UNLV. The game was not as close as this one was. They were within striking distance. And Michigan doesn't have to do anything else. The time is going to expire. And Michigan will pick up their 7th victory of the season going into their bye week. Bryce Underwood did enough, but really it was a steady diet of Jordan Marshall and the rest of the defense to take care of this one for the Wolverines.
I was going to say, the only thing Michigan has to do is get healthy at this point. That is going to be one of the key factors for them down the stretch of this season.
The bye week is coming at a perfect time for the Michigan Wolverines. 21-16 the final score, and Brooke Fletcher is with Sharon Moore.
Yeah, and get Derek Moore, 2 sacks.
Coach, it wasn't perfect, but how'd you see this group battle to the finish here tonight?
Oh, man, it was good to finish, man. It's just so much to clean up, a lot to clean up. You know, you get in the red zone, you want to go score those touchdowns. You know, kind of frustrating, but when you're frustrated and you win, that's a good thing. So, you know, we got to clean some things up. It's coming at the right time. That's bye. Need it. Going to heal some guys up, get some guys back.
You mentioned the frustration. What specifically stands out to you?
Yeah, I mean, just the turnovers, right? I thought the defense fought. Their offense had some good drives, had a good plan, and our defense held up and finished really well. Offensively, just catching a rhythm, not turning the ball over the red zone because the game could be different.
You mentioned a rhythm on that offense. How about Jordan Marshall? 3 touchdowns. How did he prove that he's ready to handle that type of workload here tonight?
Yeah, career game. I mean, he just works his tail off. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise how good this guy is. He works his tail off. You see it coming every day. So just so proud of him and so proud of all these guys and how they played. Why don't you talk to them?
Thanks, Coach. Jordan, are you tired?
Huh?
3 touchdowns for you. Are you tired?
I mean, whatever I have to do for the team, so.
Just take me through the mindset coming into this game. You were given this opportunity with some guys going out.
Just to play hard, be what my team needs me to be. Come out here, play hard, play for each other, play for Justice, who I wish he could be out here, but just play for the guys, play for Michigan.
Bryce, what was that like for you just to see him step up in the way that he did tonight?
Definitely, every opportunity that he got, he made the best of it. So I'm just glad to have him as a teammate to execute every single play he had. So.
You got to give some love to those guys up front. How do they create some opportunities for both of you?
I mean, they played well all year, and we've had guys in and out of our O-line, and they play hard. Whoever's in the game, they play hard, and we've had some guys step up, and you come to Michigan to play, so they've all done a great job, and they played extremely well.
Bryce, first win of November here at home. Just how would you describe the importance of getting this one here just to kind of set the tone and show how this group wants to finish?
Definitely our goal at practice every single day is be 1-0, win a day, win a day, win a day. So today we came out of win and executed what we did at practice. So
thank you, Bryce.
Of course, thank you.
Jeff, back to you.
All right, thanks so much. Big win for the Michigan Wolverines, who improved to 7-2 going into their bye week. Been a fun one here. Night game in Ann Arbor. Don't forget, move your clocks back. Daylight savings. For Jake Butt, Brooke Fletcher, our entire crew here in Ann Arbor, I'm Jeff Levering saying so long. Stick around for Big Ten Live post-game show. That is coming up next. Dave, Howard, Marcel, take that away. We'll see you next week at Purdue against Ohio State. Good night, everybody.